promise that we will put a program in place really to alleviate poverty, which means persons might need more resources. Some might need less resources. But it will be a comprehensive approach as to how to deal with poverty in St. Kitts and Nevis.
Dr. Drew further explained that it was necessary and important to re-evaluate the program.
There are persons who might change their status. They might be unemployed today and working tomorrow. And so that changed their status in life, and you might make the adjustments. God forbid, you might have somebody who dies, who is on the program. You need to reevaluate to see if that person is still, if you need to evaluate the program to determine these type of significant things. For example, the Social Security asks for an evaluation periodically, which is normal to do. It does not mean that if you are qualified to be on the program, that you will be removed from the program. But any prudent program will of course need periodic evaluation to determine if those who are on the program should be on the program still. They might have changed their status, or you might have persons who may not have been on the program who now will qualify to be on the program. And without such reevaluation, the dynamics of the program will not be addressed.
The Poverty Alleviation Program provides a monthly stipend of $500 to households earning less than $3,000 per month. The government of St. Kitts and Nevis says it will build a center for persons who have been identified to have autism and who use the services of the St. Kitts Spectrum Services Center. During a special interview on Thursday, Prime Minister Honorable Dr. Terence Drew gave an update.
With respect to the Autistic Center, the Spectrum Center. The Spectrum Center, which we'll build, we already have the plans for it, we already secure the funding for it. And so I want the parents of children who are on the spectrum to know that something new is coming, and we hope to finish that by next year. So that will be a Spectrum Center where our children who are on the spectrum can be treated with the best scientific approach. And so we have started that.
The St. Kitts Spectrum Services Center is currently housed at the C.A. Paul Southwell Industrial Site. The Department of Marine Resources St. Kitts Division welcomed a team of marine experts from the Ocean Frontier Institute, OFI, of Dalhousie University, Canada, on Tuesday, 28th February 2023. The meeting was held at the department's conference room and is the first phase of a larger ocean literacy and conservation initiative that will be built around the Federation's concept of a sustainable island state. Representatives from the Ocean Institute include Professor in Marine Conservation Biology, Boris Worm, who is also the Ocean School Science Director of OFI, Ambassador for Ocean Literacy, Director of Business Development, Distribution and Production, Jack Gautreau, and Ocean School Education Director Heather Delagran. The group will conduct research in St. Kitts and Nevis that will aid in the production of an ocean-related documentary. Both the research and the documentary will highlight ocean health, marine biodiversity, fisheries conservation, and sustainable livelihoods in the Twin Island Federation, as well as the wider Caribbean region. Approximately 42 participants from various public and private sector entities in St. Kitts and Nevis attended a one-day business symposium on Wednesday at the Kuna Conference Center. The symposium was geared towards equipping entrepreneurs with skills and resources needed to enhance their business supply chains and increase competitiveness. The symposium, which was held under the theme Opportunities for Business Growth and Better Supply Chain Management, was organized by the Department of Industry and Commerce. Permanent Secretary Jasmine Weeks welcomed participants and noted that the symposium was quite timely. She was quoted as saying, "This timely endeavor demonstrates the Ministry of International Trade, Industry, Commerce and Consumer Affairs, and by extension the government's commitment and deliberate response in supporting our businesses that are operating in a very unfair and hostile trading environment, particularly at this time." She referred to the World Trade Organization's facilitation agreement and implementation, which the Ministry of Trade oversees. She said, quote, "This agreement provides the guidance and necessary tools to make trade easier. In fact, trade facilitation underpins global supply chains, reducing the time and cost of moving goods around the world and promoting more inclusive trade. For us at the Ministry of International Trade, reducing trade cost is particularly important for our micro, small and medium-sized enterprises," end quote. The business symposium addressed topics such as sustainable procurement to enhance competitiveness, shipping options and challenges, and landing procedures and processes. After the break, Irishtown Primary students happy to return to classes, and storage shed expansion project underway at the Department of Agriculture. Stay with us.
Here are your Horsford's Value Mart IGA Specials from February 23rd to March 8th. Now our Blue Tag Specials. Essential Everyday Baking Chips, just $10.99. Duncan Hines Fudge Brownies, $5.99. Kellogg's Pastries, just $10.99. Essential Everyday Apple Sauces, just $11.99 each. Sunny Delights, Tangy and Smooth, $4.99. Egg Waffles, $13.99. And now, our very low weekly value deals. Pringles chips are just $8.49. Essential Everyday Croutons, $5.99. Essential Everyday Cornflakes, $8.99. Colgate Toothpaste, $8.99. Extra liquid detergent, $22.99. And Dial soap is just $9.99. Shop smart, shop Value Mart. Sea listo y haga sus compras aquí a Value Mart.
There is no better time to discover what your National Bank Visa debit or black cards can do.
Mimi, what's that song?
It can get you out of a pickle. Using my National Bank Visa card is fast, secure, and convenient.
Cashless SKN is our new lifestyle choice. National Bank, always here.
We embarked a couple of years ago on a transformation program, and that is essentially to push the company into the 21st century. We're seeking to continue to be relevant, continue to be the leader in the business community, because if you stand still, somebody else is moving ahead of you.
We now employ about 110 persons on Nevis across the group. Back then we probably had half of them.
TBC impacted people's lives. Have about a handful of people who will tell you, TBC is my life.
Supporting stakeholders, obviously very, very strong and committed staff, and customers who believe in us.
Well, the scholarship program, as far as I'm concerned, one of the best in St. Kitts.
Almost every year you get a student who says, one day I'm going to be Prime Minister.
I was interviewing for the Warrell Tyson Scholarship Program. Eventually was told a few weeks later that I was a successful recipient. Those soft skills, I think, were tremendous and still serve me even up to today.
Welcome back. Students at the Irishtown Primary School say they are happy to be back in face-to-face classes after the school was temporarily closed due to a fatal shooting on the premises. Since then, the students have been temporarily relocated to the Olivet Gospel Hall and the Bastia Church of God. A few of the students spoke to the Education Media Unit about how they feel going back to classes.
My name is Daneja Williams and I am in grade 5. I feel excited to be back, and home was boring and I don't want school to close back I want school to close back yet.
My name is Glennie Warner and I am in grade 6. It's good to be back at school because I miss my friends and teachers, and I want to learn because I'm in grade 6 and I want to go in a good class in high school.
My name is Tarisha Sita and I am in grade 6. It's good to be back at school because I didn't miss my friends and home was very boring.
And
we miss Delio.
My name is Aiden Edmead. I am in grade 5. It has been amazing to be back at school because it was starting to get boring at home, and I'm really happy to come back.
My name is Kiara Maynard and I am in grade 6. It feels wonderful to be back at school because I haven't seen my friends. I feel great to be back at school.
My name is Shatana Smith and I am in grade 6. It feels amazing to be back, and who I was born and nothing there to do home. Well, I want to get a good education, so I'm glad to be back in school.
My name is Cassiana Kozi and I am in grade 6. It feel good because home was boring. I clean up my room and I wash my clothes.
The shooting at the Irishtown Primary School took place on February 14th. The victim was 51-year-old Delia Hanley, who worked as a security guard at the school. In an effort to help sustain farmers' livelihoods and improve their access to essential feed supply and agricultural inputs, the Department of Agriculture is embarking on a storage shed expansion project in Legrete, St. Kitts. In a brief interview with the Media and Communication Unit in the Ministry of Agriculture, Acting Director at the Department of Agriculture, Janelle Kelly, provided an update on the ongoing expansion project and explained how the availability of the feed was affected.
We would have recognized that feed has become an issue in terms of the frequency and the consistency, and what we would have learned is that the storage would have been short. So what we have undertaken to do, where the feed is currently stored here at the department at Shed 1, we're going to be expanding the storage facility. So normally where we have the feed located, it's going to go right up to the back, and we anticipate and estimate that could cater for another 1.5 to approximately 2 containers of feed. This will greatly help as it relates to shortages of feed that are experienced at some points in time, and we'll be able to assist our farmers in getting the necessary inputs they need to service their animals, to feed them, get them the appropriate nutrition that they need.
Acting Director Kelly also revealed that the storage expansion allowed for the refurbishment of wooden structures and repairs to the roof of the building to help protect the feed and inputs.
Now with this expansion, we're also going to be doing some repair work to the roof area that services this particular area where the feed is stored. So you would notice we would have replaced some of the galvanized to ensure that the feed does not get wet. And also we're going to readjust the system. So in terms of where you access to get to the officers, to get inputs, that is chemicals and seeds, that will still be in place, but we've just rearranged now to accommodate for this expansion.
The department has also invested in the purchasing of a new forklift to assist in a more efficient offloading process to reduce the time it takes for farmers to receive their bags of feed and farm supplies. The department is expected to officially roll out several plans for expansion, along with measures to further develop the agricultural sector and boost food security over the next few months. Following on the heels of 2 UNESCO technical expert study visits to St. Kitts and Nevis, UNESCO Secretariat convened a meeting of the National Commission on Wednesday. The meeting was held at the Red Cross building and was chaired by Project Officer Shermel Dore Henry. Minister of Education, Honorable Dr. Jeffrey Hanley, who oversees the UNESCO portfolio, was in attendance to meet and greet the members of the Commission. The permanent delegate to UNESCO in Paris, Ambassador David Doyle, briefed the National Commission stakeholders on several UNESCO technical assistance interventions. In his address to the gathering, Minister Hanley stated, quote, "I recognize the importance of all these UNESCO projects in strengthening our institutional capacity, and I wish to commend UNESCO, the Ambassador, National Commission, Secretariat, and indeed everyone for your input," end quote. Ambassador Doyle noted that in the past year, St. Kitts and Nevis has secured some US $260,000 towards technical capacity building assistance from this specialized UN agency. The funds are to be dispersed over 7 projects being implemented across the Twin Island Federation. The Secretary General remarked that the government and people of St. Kitts and Nevis are grateful for the tangible and the technical benefits which UNESCO continues to provide. 49 years of Mass and Spree Culturama 2023 is the winning slogan for the 49th anniversary of Nevis's Culturama Festival, which will be celebrated from July 27th to August 8th. The winning slogan was written by Brazier's resident Jean Keynes. It was selected from among a record number of 676 entries that were submitted to the Culturama 49 slogan contest, which opened on January 16th and closed on February 17th, 2023. Ms. Keynes will receive a cash prize of $500, 2 sets of complimentary tickets to all Culturama 49 activities, and a plaque. The Nevis Culturama Committee congratulated Jean Keynes for winning the Culturama 49 slogan contest and also congratulated her for her second Culturama slogan contest win, as she first won the Culturama slogan contest in 2012. The Culturama Secretariat thanks everyone who participated in the 2023 Nevis Culturama Festival slogan competition. Coming up in regional news, debt debate underway in Antigua and Barbuda. The details.